Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for October 2023. We are just going to jump right in here, Libra. You have this card that says, you miss the beauty when you are stressed. Be gentle with yourself. Be messy. Sometimes let it all go. You all have this card that says, careless with time. It says, no care in the world. Don't neglect your responsibilities. And you have another card that says, home. Invest in home business or make money from home. Get out of the rat race and become your own boss. So I definitely see a lot of people doing that at this time anyway, so nothing like that surprises me here. Right away, these two need to be balanced out. I would say the High Priestess and the Empress. They're both very similar. The High Priestess is kind of like the more spiritual-ish version of the Empress, right? And I think they're, of course, both good cards, but it's almost like this reading is saying to me right off the bat that either your spiritual side needs to be balanced out, or your your earthly side needs to be balanced out, right? I think people can be too spiritual, especially in the spiritual community, so I think that it's totally possible. But you have the High Priestess in your general energies. We're doing a Celtic cross again this month, mostly because the other day I recorded a bunch of videos and, the audio didn't record. So a little bit of a time crunch, even though they still go like 20-something minutes. But, what I would say here is that in your general energies, the High Priestess, I feel like you need to trust your intuition, mostly on something that could be important. It's almost like this reading is saying, like, I'm not trying to be clickbaity when I say this, but it's almost like it's saying don't miss out on something. The interesting thing here is that you have the Queen and King of Pentacles showing up, and then you have the Ten of Swords in your future feelings. But it's almost like, there could be something that you've been dealing with, that could involve you walking away from something, right? And it's almost like there's something much better coming in, but it's like if you ignore it, you're going to miss it, is like what I'm getting here. It's like, I wish I had a good, analogy for you, but the one that's popping into my head is not good. I'm going to say it anyway. It's almost like, if you're like driving down the road and you see an accident and you're like focused on the accident, and then you get into an accident because you're focused on the accident, right? That Ten of Swords is saying that to me. It's like saying don't get distracted, keep your eye on the prize or something like that here. And we're gonna have to figure out what that prize is, because again, there's something, I get this feeling of you needing to make sure that you don't miss out on something great. Your crossing energy is the Empress. The crossing energy in a Celtic cross can be what hurts you or helps you. And the Empress, of course, is a card of abundance. And, for the most part, she's kind of good no matter what. And I do feel like pretty good about her. I do feel like you could be increasing your finances, or you need to increase your finances here. It's like something that you're working on. King and Queen of Pentacles, having King of, just down and dirty tarot, right? King of Pentacles in the area of your thoughts is just thinking about stability. Queen of Pentacles is showing up in the near future, and Queen of Pentacles is just being resourceful. So, I think that you are in a time of resourcefulness. I do feel you are building your finances, or at least you are very focused on, increasing your finances with the Empress energy. I do also feel like you're very attracted to this at this time. You have the Page of Wands and the Two of Cups showing up in the area of your closest relationships. So there's no doubt about it. There could be a relationship coming in for you. You have the King of Pentacles here. King of Pentacles is the card of stability. So I do feel like there is a lot of stability coming in for you with the King of Pentacles. He's showing up in the area of your thoughts. So I really feel that you are doing a lot of thinking about your own stability, or, kind of about the things that bring stability into your life. I think you're trying to create more financial stability here, Empress, Queen of Pentacles together, and definitely really a good thing to think about. I think that the King of Pentacles is a little bit more specific. He has these grapes on his cloak, and grapes in the tarot are meant to represent something that is like difficult to grow, something that requires a lot of skill. So you could be working on something that requires a lot of skill, or you could be developing a skill. And if you're looking to increase your finances, I would develop a skill. It's like one of the best things that you can do with the King of Pentacles. So again, if you're thinking about making an investment for your future, like in education, it could even just be an investment of time. Like you could be educating yourself about something that is a skill. I think it's going to be worth it for sure. You have the Four of Cups here. Four of Cups is a card of past disappointments. I do feel like there have been a lot of disappointments in the past for you, of course. This is showing up in the area of your foundation. Like you start something and it doesn't go according to plan. a lot of people read him as like the grass, thinking the grass is greener on the other side, but he's got these like four cups here, and one is the hand of God reaching out, offering him this other cup, and it kind of says that he is, he's in contemplation and apathy. He's kind of like contemplating his next move, thinking about his next move, but he's been disappointed a lot of times in the past, so he's not making a move. And I do feel like this is kind of saying that you need to kind of let go of past disappointments, obviously. You have the Eight of Cups in your past, and the Eight of Cups is in the past position is the energy you're moving past. And so you are moving past having moved past something, right? How's that for a tongue twister? And I feel like you've let go of something that no longer served you. It's like you're very much more focused on fulfillment in this reading, I would say, Libra. I feel like you're more focused on finding situations that bring more fulfillment into your life as well. This could be in business or work or whatever it is that you do. So, I really feel that's what's going on here with the Eight of Cups, is that you're very focused on, creating more fulfillment and focusing on situations that bring fulfillment. You have the Queen of Pentacles in the area of your near future, and the Queen of Pentacles is very resourceful, but she's also focusing just right here on this one pentacle. You see that there's this rabbit here, and the rabbit can represent like anxiety and fears. So she's focusing on what she does have. She's not focusing on anxiety and fear. Again, she's not focusing on the accident, right? And, we go up here and I can't get away from that Ten of Swords. It's like the Ten of Swords is really saying to me, it's like, you could focus on something, but there's, a much better, there's a much safer path for you to take, right? And I'm still not sure what this is, but I do think that it's something that you don't want to miss out on. Again, this could just be the world, right? There could be things going on in the world that are distracting you. And the Ten of Swords is like, sure, you can, focus on those things all day long, but you're ignoring your blessings, And that's really what I get from this reading. It's not even like a criticism. Like, I'm not criticizing you or anything like that. I just feel like it's saying, like, don't miss out on an opportunity that is going to present itself. It's like if you're too focused on the negative, you're not going to see it, is what I get here. You have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is quick success. So this is coming up over the next few months. Really, really nice. A lot of people have been getting these cards that I would consider cards of speed, like the Eight of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Chariot. These are all cards of things moving forward very quickly. And so, it kind of makes sense. We're getting away from some of these retrogrades. We're going to have this eclipse in October as well. And actually, I think it could be good. It could speed things up. And so it seems to me like you're manifesting things quicker over the next few months with the Eight of Wands, or you're seeing more progress on the things that you're working on. I would also encourage you to socialize with the Eight of Wands. It is, Eight of Wands is a card of socializing. It is a card of spending time with people. It is a card of communicating. So, if you, just for fun, or if you're looking for love, like in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Page of Wands and the Two of Cups, then I would definitely say socializing could be where you find a person. As always with you, Libra, it could be a fire sign. Doesn't have to be. Take it how it resonates, but Two of Cups is a perfect match. And, again, the Page of Wands, kind of, if it isn't a fire sign, or even if it is, the Page of Wands kind of says you could be meeting someone while exploring or adventuring. So, it would be a really good time for you to go on adventures, go explore new ideas, meet new people with the Two of Cups and all that other stuff. Even outside of love, these are very good cards for, again, your closest relationships. So if you're like spending time with people who matter to you, of course, or anything like that, these are very, very good cards for, doing all of those things. So definitely like to see that energy for you. In the area of your future feelings, you have the Ten of Swords, feeling stabbed in the back. But again, really, I feel this is, it popped into my head right away that you need to not ignore this right here, right above my finger. He is making a symbol with his hands that represents a blessing. And again, I kind of see this as like a drive-by accident, the accident on the side of the road, something that you're being distracted by when you could be keeping your eye on the road, right? Keeping your eye on the path, on the journey, on building whatever it is that you're wanting to build. So I would, I really feel this card is screaming focus for whatever reason. Again, I read intuitively, so, it is what it is. But what I would say here is, again, you could be getting this could also be a distraction as well. Ten of Swords represents something that is dead, done, over with, right? So sometimes I think the Ten of Swords can be like an ex that comes screaming back into your life, trying to cause problems and everything. The best thing to do would be to just completely ignore it. It's like this person, if this is a person, for example, it could be a person who's just trying to get your hackles up, someone who's trying to get you upset and who wants to take you off your path. So again, I always tell people that this is something that could be avoided. October hasn't happened yet, and even if you're watching this in October, this probably hasn't happened yet. So, I feel you need to keep your eye on the prize and don't get distracted. Even your last card here, really good. You have the Queen of Cups, which is about nurturing yourself and taking care of yourself, but it is a card of following your heart. She has this big trophy. It looks, her cup is like a big trophy, and I always say that it's like she needs to really that cup really represents like her heart. It really represents things that she cares about or things that she wants to do in her life. And she really is a sign of like, she is a card of really paying attention to what your heart is telling you to do. And that's exactly what I would do with the Queen of Cups. Is I would listen to your heart with this reading. But let's see, we're gonna clarify this now. Sorry, these are all mixed around, but let's see what we get if we get more detail. With the High Priestess and the Empress, you have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, there's like a permanent change coming in for you. You're like the second person that has had the King of Pentacles twice, and it kind of makes sense to me. I do think that everyone is kind of like very focused on creating permanent change. It's almost impossible not to because of Uranus and Taurus, Jupiter and Taurus, and what I would say is mostly Uranus and Taurus. There's a real like Uranus and Taurus really wants people to be free, but also wants us to work. It's like slow and steady wins the race. Like Taurus is that plodding along type of energy, but more importantly, Taurus wants us to like build and leave a legacy, wants us to build something long term. So it just doesn't surprise me that a lot of people are really kind of tapping into that side of things. Like if you're building a business, a relationship, doesn't matter, building something long term. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Hierophant. Taurus, again, the other interesting thing is that you have like divine counterparts. The Hierophant and the High Priestess are kind of like the higher vibration version of the Emperor and the Empress. So you could really be attracting like a divine counterpart, like a true divine counterpart, something that is like, guided by the universe more or less. There also seems to be a very deep spiritual connection here. One thing I will say, but it's a spiritual connection to an idea is where I'm going with this, because the Hierophant is showing up in the area of your thoughts. The Hierophant represents, he's like the bridge between the heavens and the earth. So if you have any ideas, goals, wishes, dreams, things that you want to accomplish, like now is the time to bring those things down to earth. With the Four of Wands, you have the Ace of Wands. I kind of like this because the I meant the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is kind of boring, and it can represent just like the same thing. He's kind of just, folding his arms. He's not very excited because he's just getting the same result. He just keeps manifesting a cup, right? The Ace of Wands is kind of like that spark of hope, the spark of inspiration, where maybe he's manifesting something different for once. And so, I always say that Ace of Wands is like out with the old, in with the new. It looks to me like there could be a new opportunity, but again, I feel you don't want to miss it. It's weird that I'm not even picking up on like one part of your life. It, for some of you, I do feel it could be love, but that's not it. There's, really, I feel like there's more. And I really feel this reading is saying, like, stay focused on one thing. The Queen of Pentacles, she's holding this pentacle. I feel it would be a really good month for you to have a focus. Like, if you don't have a focus right now, maybe you want to learn how to jump rope. Maybe you want to learn how to start a business. Or maybe you want to learn how to start a YouTube channel. Like, I would pick, like, one thing to do this month, and I would do it. Whatever it is. Because, there's something here about needing to keep your eye on the prize, with that Queen of Pentacles. I keep getting it. With the Eight of Cups in your past position here, you have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like you walked away from something that was hard to walk away from. Could be a person, could be a business, or, job, doesn't matter. But I feel you have kind of fully released something that really wasn't fulfilling you any longer. And you really are heading towards more fulfillment, I feel, Libra. So, love this. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Hangman. Yeah, you've been waiting for something for a long time. I feel like it's like you're gaining enlightenment. You're getting these inner answers. He's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom normally because he's looking for answers. There's something here about a perspective shift as well with that Ten of Swords. It's like we can look at something as bad or good, and there are plenty of things that exist where some people look at them as good, some people look at it as bad, right? So there are plenty of different, ideas where people look at it from both perspectives, right? And so it's kind of like a perspective shift here. You could focus on the 10 swords, or you could focus on the blessing right here. He's making the same symbol that the Hierophant is making, which represents a blessing. So I really feel this is kind of like saying, if you do have some sort of, if you see something as a disaster, in your life or in the world, it's like, can you see the blessing in it? I don't know. I'm just asking. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is a card of success and a victory. So I do feel like there's like a big victory, or there are big victories that are coming in for you at this time, or there is some sort of big victory here. And, I feel like it's something that you have earned. So you've earned something. I also feel like you need to, again, with the King of Pentacles, there's some sort of skill that you could be learning. There's something about a skill. The Hierophant is even a card of education. But again, if you're learning a specific skill for like a job, a business, something that you're working on, it could even just be for fun, whatever it is. I think it's going to be very valuable to you. Again, it might be, maybe not financially, although it definitely looks financial, but, it could just be very fulfilling. You could be learning how to do something that fulfills you or excites you or whatever. With the Page of Wands and the Two of Cups, you have the Death card. I do feel like there's a change in the way that you see love is what this is saying. So, again, this could be a good thing because maybe you've been, having a hard time with love, or maybe love just hasn't been as exciting as you've wanted it to be, or, whatever the case may be. And, again, I feel like you're kind of like excited about love again. And, I feel that'll be happening for you this month. Like there's some sort of change in the way, that you allow love into your life, or there's some sort of change in the way that love enters your life. Maybe that's what I'm getting. The Death card can represent the light at the end of the tunnel, and literally there is like a light at the end of the tunnel here, but really it really represents like the pinprick of light that chases away the darkness. So there's something about light coming into your life here. With the Ten of Swords, you have the King of Wands. Yeah, I would be careful if you have a toxic, ex that's like a fire sign, number one. Number two, I do feel really good about this. Like, there could be something that you are going to have to work with, and you're going to have to be bold and assertive. Again, the blessing that could be coming in. Some of you, the other thing I'm getting here is that you could be looking at something that where you felt like stabbed in the back, or maybe you were stabbed in the back in the past. And it's like, I see you looking at it and you're kind of like getting the gold from it. I always tell people to like get the gold or get the reward for the pain that you've been through. If you went through something painful, usually there's a lesson or something in it that you can get that will reward you if you find it. So, I think that you could be doing that as well here, which of course is a good thing. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Three of Swords. Funny enough, it did come up in reverse, so you could be healing. Every single person, I kid you not, this month has had the Three of Swords. So I kind of feel like, though, that people could be healing or forgiving past situations. Again, it could be the eclipse that's happening where people are like shedding their skin. They could be, eclipses are kind of like karmic, so there could be karmic situations that come about, but we could be healing the karma. And so again, this did come up in reverse really for you, and it looks to me like you could be healing some sort of karma, or some sort of past situation or something like that. We're gonna pull 5 main themes again. I think your reading is simple. There's something you don't want to miss out on here, so again, make sure to have a focus this month and like stay focused. I think that's how you will not miss out. You have this dogs card. It says getting together with friends. It is also weird that a lot of people have had this card. Again, I shuffle the decks in between. And so, this deck never repeats itself really because there's 900 cards in it, the Tea Leaf Oracle. But again, it is weird to me that this card has repeated. So, it seems to be like a very social time. You have the Eight of Wands as well. The Two of Cups, even, that area of your closest relationships looks really good. You have this Bell card. It says announcement on it. The Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands are standing out to me with this card. So there could be like an important announcement, or you could be getting news or something like that. And again, I feel like it's something you don't want to miss out on, and if you're distracted by something, I think it's going to distract you and you're going to miss out on it. So, pay attention. You have this bouquet. It says compliments from an admirer. Yeah, I do feel like you have a new love for sure. Definitely could be a divine counterpart. And again, it's kind of like one of those things where I'm not so sure you see how far it could go right away. So, again, if you meet a person, I would definitely just, give it a chance, see how things go, because, again, it looks really, really good to me. You have this star card. It says guaranteed success. Yes, love it. I definitely feel there's a big success here. And again, there's some sort of blessing that's, popping up in here as well. That Ten of Swords it's giving me that whole, like, I have so many things popping into my head that all basically mean the same thing. But, it's kind of like saying turn your pain into purpose. Like, some of you could be doing that. You could be turning your pain into purpose. It's like you're getting the gold from something that you went through, like I said. For others, I just feel like there's just success coming in for you. You have this crib. It says birth or conception of a child or an enterprise. Definitely really good for, again, you do have the Empress, so I would definitely be careful if you're not trying to get pregnant. But also, could be really, really good for you starting anything new project-wise. You literally have this home card that says, get out of the rat race and become your own boss. Invest in a home business, or make money from home. So some of you could be doing that. It might not even be that much. Like, you know what I mean? You might just be starting a little side hustle that makes you a couple hundred extra bucks a month or whatever. But, that makes a difference, right? Especially nowadays. So, that could be really good for you. You have this career card, and again, there's something about your career here. Again, I think that, I've said this before, that with Uranus and Taurus being all about freedom, that I think a lot of people are going to be looking for like side hustles, things like that, just to make extra money, right? And so again, a lot of you could be doing that. I also feel that there could be a change in your career. I would take advantage of this right here, 6 of Wands, 8 of Wands. That type of energy to me sometimes just represents an opportunity to like get a raise or a promotion. Because again, 6 of Wands kind of like standing out. So anything you can do to stand out would be a really good idea. But pretty straightforward. I feel like that you need to make sure that you don't get distracted, right? Let's put it that way, by some sort of accident. I don't really think it's an accident. I think it's more that's just how it's popping into my head. It could be something happening in the world. It could be an ex ruining your day. So again, maybe you need to block a person if you have a person that could potentially ruin your day, or something like that. But other than that, looks really good. Guaranteed success. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.